Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have a liftoff.
What's up, everyone? Thank you for listening to this edition of the Big Truth Podcast. I'm sitting here with my brother and old friend, Slaine.
That's official, man. I didn't know you have like a theme song. You have an intro. You have the whole thing. I mean, it's like K-Rock.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We're coming correct. You probably recognize the tune. Our brother Jimmy, Murphy's Law, New York City.
Shout out to Jimmy.
Jimmy Gestapo. Hopefully, when he gets back from Japan, we get him on here. But
I learned so much from Jimmy, watching Jimmy back in the day, man. I'm serious. Live on stage, I remember going to CBGB's in 1996. Actually, the first hardcore show I ever went to, I think it was Agnostic Front, Murphy's Law, and Madball at CB's. And I remember watching Jimmy, and Jimmy was just so comfortable in his own skin, and he's fucking around, and he's, he was just, he was such a personality, and he was so at ease and in his element. And I remember watching him, all those guys really, but I liked Jimmy's demeanor on stage. I told him that too. Like, I learned a lot. And all those guys, like, because that was right around the time when I first started performing in hip hop. I had been writing lyrics for years, but I was just kind of at the beginning of getting on stage. And when you first start getting on stage, it's kind of nerve wracking. You're just trying to spit your shit. But watching, there was so much that I brought from watching hardcore frontman to the way that I would perform and develop as a performer.
Sure, man. And like someone like Jimmy is just, he's just like you said, he's just a natural like entertainer, man. Like and the thing is he it's an aggressive music, but he makes it fun. Like, nobody's frowning or being pissed off at a Murphy's Law show. And if you are, you're a real. He's
passing beers out around the crowd. He's getting drunk. Like he was just having a good time every time he's on stage. Anytime I've ever seen him.
Yeah, and it's a pretty everlasting formula. He's getting older, but it's still, the party's still rolling with him, man.
Yeah,
but
I don't know how he does it.
Yeah. Yeah, just something in the fountain of youth with old New York guys, him and Vinny and stuff. Like you would never know that they're their ages. And
I mean, Vinny is the eighth wonder of the world.
Yeah, man. So there's so much we could talk about. You know what I mean? There's a lot of history, like that you have in the music industry or the film industry. And some obviously a lot of the people listening will know you. Some people might not know you. But, just for a general background, Slaine is a Boston hip-hop veteran, been around for a long time on the scene, and, has, how many full-lengths you got, like
I mean, between solo and groups and everything,
yeah.
and mixtapes and all that, I think I've done like 15 projects or something like that.
Yeah, so you know him from his solo stuff. He's been a member of the group Coka Nostra with Ill Bill and the guys from House of Pain, Special Teams with Jason and Ed, and done stuff with Terminology. You've got a good resume behind you of like solo stuff, but also with collaborations. If you know Slaine, you might know him. You might know him from some little films like Gone Baby Gone.
Gone Baby Gone was the first one.
Yeah, and then you did
The Town.
The Town, which is, it's so fucking funny, dude, because The Town still plays like very hard on like Showtime and shit.
Yeah, man, and it's aged well too. It's crazy because when you do a movie, the first one I did was Gone Baby Gone. It was like out of left field the way I got it, and it was a surreal experience to do it. And then I remember it was shown in the movie theater, and I would drive by the movie theater, see it. I would like pop in, buy a ticket, watch it again, and I'd be like, wow, that's fucked up. See my big fucking head on the screen. And then when we shot The Town, I had no idea it would become what it became. It was a box office hit. I think it made like $150 million.
Yeah.
And, it kind of penetrated pop culture. That was the first thing I had ever done. Because everything I had done in music was like, underground and kind of cult favorites and shit like that. Yeah. And it's cool. And that's the world I live in. And I enjoy it. And I'm grateful for it too. But doing The Town, that kind of, it's coming up on 10 years old now, if you could believe that. But it kind of is one of those quintessential movies from its time period.
Sure,
it's lasted, and people still fuck with that movie 10 years later.
I know, man. Like I was saying, man, I still see it. Like sometimes I get home and I work all day, work nights, come home, I'll flip through things just to decompress. I see it on, and I always laugh because I'll turn it on and inevitably it'll be a scene with you in it. So I laugh. I'm like, oh, watch my boy for a minute. But the movie, even though I've seen it a few times, it still wraps you up, and I end up watching it to the end, and I know what's going on, but it still is entertaining. It was just one of those things where it really hit, and it, like you said, it was just a movie that. It is a quintessential movie. It's one that you can watch again and again and again.
Yeah, it's one of the ones. I mean, Boston kind of has its own genre now. Like it's like a Boston crime noir, whatever you would call the genre. But there's so many good movies that have been made here, from Mystic River and Gone Baby Gone and The Town. Also like The Fighter, and there's just so many of them at this point. There's so many good movies that have been made in Boston.
Yeah, and one of the other ones that pops up every now and then is Central Intelligence, and I always happen to see that scene where you get beat up by The Rock.
Yeah,
that must have been a fun one, even though it's not.
That was just a little role I did, man.
No,
but,
I know.
I almost didn't even take it. I was like, it's fucking just like a little barroom scene or whatever. But it was with The Rock and Kevin Hart, and my son at the time, especially, he was a huge wrestling fan. He collected every wrestling guy. I took him to see John Cena in Providence, and that was the first wrestling shit I had ever been to. I was a fan when I was a kid, but I hadn't been to any wrestling matches and shit. But he loved The Rock, so I was like, all right, I got to do this.
You got to do it, just so your kid would be all stoked.
Yeah,
and then and the other one that is funny is the one where you were like the slasher was Girl House.
Girl House, yeah.
That was a crazy one, man.
That was cool to do too. But I only shot on that for like a week, man. When you see the dude in the mask, I only shot like 2 days in the mask, so most of the stuff with the mask is not me. I played the character without the mask. Yeah. And then they had like a different dude, because I was shooting by the gun at the same time.
Yeah.
So they wanted me to come up and do that. So I went up there like for a week in between, and then I came back and was shooting by the gun.
Yeah, man. So you got a successful background in two areas. Like, so for people that might not be as familiar with you, give me just a little bit, like, call it like a life history, like, how you got into things. Like, I know music was your first passion, and that you pursued and put a lot of work and a lot of time in. Because I remember you from, now it's like 20 years ago, right? Like
when you came to my apartment in Southie for the first time.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, it was about 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's crazy. So you've been putting in work. So like how, what was your drive to get into music? Like, what got you involved in it, and then what continued you to kind of like fuel that passion to kind of keep working and do what you do,
Man, it's been a long story, and I mean like a long journey, and it's crazy. At the same time that it feels so long and there's so much to it, it all goes by in the blink of an eye. Like, it really kind of feels like yesterday. Like, just thinking back about when you came over to O Street that time, it was it doesn't seem that like it was 20 years ago.
No.
And I guess the crazy thing is that I started off with the kind of a dream to do the film shit. I mean, I started writing rhymes when I was 9. It's just that I never thought that hip hop was a viable option for me. Like, being a white kid from Boston, like at that time in the 80s and 90s, it just didn't seem like I was gonna be like a rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, yeah.
So,
especially 80s in Boston and being in Southie, it was different times and different.
Yeah,
it was a different world, It
was a different thing for sure, and it was like, Boston at the time, and I moved all around the city, so I lived in Dorchester, Southie, Rosendale. But like, one thing that was pretty consistent is like that was a racially kind of segregated time, and there was definitely people grew up talking a different way, and it was like if like you'd be a wigger, or you'd be, what I'm saying? Like, it was just different. The world was a different place. I'll tell you what, the world is a different place now than when I started putting records out, which was 20 years after that.
Yeah. World with No Skies was what, 2011?
2011, but even prior to that, so
the mixtape,
White Man is the Devil was my first mixtape. That was 04.
Yeah.
Now, the shit that I said on mixtapes, even on the State of Grace mixtape that I did with Static in 2011, that you can't say now and still have a career.
Sure, yeah.
You know, I talk about that with Ill Bill all the time. There's stuff that we said 20 years ago on record, and it wasn't like everybody talked shit like the way, you know what I'm saying?
Sure,
like,
yeah. I mean, this shit,
certain words and terminology that you cannot say in 2020.
You'd be canceled.
You'd be blackballed.
Yeah, canceled. But I mean, I remember even walking into Fat Beat Records like in the late 90s or whatever, and shit just that was being talked about in there at that time. You would never hear these things being discussed in public nowadays. Yeah, so the world definitely is you know, we're in interesting times. Like, you know, it's weird because it seems like things are getting better and some things are getting worse all at the same time. Like,
yeah, it's weird. I mean, the pendulum swings, man, and it's you know, it's kind of scary in a way. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you can really just be crucified for anything, and you know, people just type whatever they're thinking at the moment, and you can completely get blackballed from anything,
and it's
if
relentless.
you get caught up in the wrong political kind of swing, or whatever, you know.
And it's not even that. It's like it's like an internet mob will come after you like in seconds. People who don't even know the whole story, they'll see like a headline or like a tagline, or someone will just say Slaine said this or whatever, and then all of a sudden you'll just have people just jump on and glob onto that without even really knowing the story. So even if you said something and you know it was like a joke, but no one can read the joke or the sarcasm in the statement, like people just glob onto that and they'll use it like as a tool against you, whether it's they're just, you know, out like they really were offended by something, or if they're really just someone just trying to pin something on somebody or get over on somebody, or whatever the motive is.
It's crazy too.
People just don't think. It's
crazy.
Crazy.
Dave Chappelle just did that. I thought his last stand-up was brilliant. He's just, to me, he's the best comic in the game. But so many people were so pissed off at some of the stuff he said, and I know he was kind of pushing lines on purpose, but that's what great comedy is.
Well,
you know what I mean? And it always has been. It's like, where do you draw the line where it's like, you know, what is said with malicious intent and what is said, you know,
satirically or
you know, in a comedic way, or you know, the thing I have a problem with is like when you start whitewashing movies and stuff like that. It's like you make a movie about the 70s, right? And if you want to take out all like the kind of the language that they used back then because it doesn't suit 2020, and it's like, well, that's not good art then. No, you know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna change things to fit the political climate to how it is now, and I have a problem with that artistically.
Yeah, man, absolutely, because it's not an accurate representation of the time. Like, and it's, you know, like, I know, you know, even if it's fiction, you're still trying to stay somewhat true to the elements of the time. And it's like, if you were making a movie about the 50s, there's things about that wouldn't be politically correct or whatever, you know, or contingent with the times of 2020, but you're not going to change it because you can't change history. Like you, if anything, you should keep that stuff in so that you can learn from it. You know what I mean? Like look how far things have come. Like that was then, this is now. Like things are better in these ways.
It's tough though, too, because there are so many like hateful fucking people out there, man, and with the internet, like, you know, people just post like hateful fucking shit all the time. So you know, it's a tough like, how do you? It's hard to say that it's the right thing to regulate what people say, because it's like, this is America. This is what we're supposed to. You're supposed to have free speech.
Absolutely.
But you know,
it's weird because at the same time, like, you know, a lot of things in different ways have gotten better, right? Like socially, like you don't see, I don't know, like I'm not a kid, but it seems like you don't see the same level of like violence or like bullying and things like that. Like I have friends with like kids in school, like they're like, if you're gonna fight, you're like expelled now. Like if you're getting like 2 fights or something, or like
my son is 11. He said there's never been a fight in his school.
Yeah. So
There's never been a fight in his
That's
school.
insane.
He's 11. I think by the time I was 7 years old, you know, when I was a kid in my neighborhood in Dorchester, there was like 70 kids on the block. I got my ass kicked on the regular, dude.
Yeah.
You know, there were fist fights every day.
Yeah,
and there were
man.
a lot of older kids than me, like 4 or 5 years is a big difference back then.
sure.
I used to get, you know, my fucking head handed to me. My head slammed off the sidewalk. And then you just go back to playing. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
It was just the way that it was. There was, you know, fights all the time. It was really kind of like that, you know, for the first 20 years of my fucking life.
Yeah, no, absolutely, dude. Like I tell people, like, you know, and we've said this on other episodes of this podcast. Is like back then, like I can't think, you know, for most of my life, maybe, especially like middle school and high school and stuff. Like there wasn't a week that I didn't get in at least one fist fight. You know, it wasn't maybe every day, but there was never a week where I didn't get into some kind of physical altercation.
And then in high school, you just go looking for keg parties, fucking stealing kegs, and fucking just you want to get in a fight. That'll be like the highlight of the weekend.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and for the most part, you could still go fisticuffs back then without worrying about too much about people bringing out something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A knife every now and then, but you didn't. Not everybody was armed to the teeth, you know. But you know, not that that's a concern now, but you know what I mean. It was just kind of a weird time. It was fun, and I think there is some benefit. And you know, I know it's probably maybe with people that are listening to this, they'll agree. But you know, in the general now, like, you know, I always agree that doesn't kill you, it still makes you stronger. You know what I mean? If you know, you're gonna fight every day. Sometimes you got your ass handed to you. Sometimes you won, but you still swung and you still survived and you got through it.
Absolutely.
It made you appreciate things maybe.
And
a
it
little bit
put
different.
people in check. Like, you couldn't just, you know, now, especially with the internet, man, anybody could just say anything they want without consequences.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, you know, people are real loose with it and real fucking disrespectful, or, you know, real passive aggressive and shit. And, you know, you kind of got to let people regulate themselves, man. It's like, as I got the hockey game out in the background, it's like all the fights in the NHL when we were kids, like there was 4 or 5 fights a game, and if somebody did something cheap, like a cheap shot or whatever, then you sent your goon out and the goon fucked the guy up. So it prevented people from taking cheap shots.
Yeah.
You take that out of the game, and then you got more cheap shots, you know?
Yeah, and in a roundabout way, that's what I was trying to get back. In what I was saying, it was kind of good that you could do that because you could regulate it. But like now, it's like with online, and you said it perfectly. There's so many weird, like hateful, like spiteful, like fucking condescending little passive aggressive people online. Like and I see it. You know, I'm involved in music. I'm involved in motorcycles, whatever. Like someone posts up a bike, and you'll see like, you know, and bike is custom bikes like chopper. It's like an art, like like anyway, like some guy builds a bike in his garage or his house or wherever, you know, and it's his pride and joy, and he puts it up and he's stoked to put a picture, and some asshole tears it down. And it's like, why? And you know, and in music too, it's the same type of thing. You post up a thing, but here's the thing, like, and this is to your point, like people will say shit now online that they would never say to your face.
Of course.
And that's, to me, growing up how we did in our times, like that is the most annoying fucking thing ever. You know what I mean?
And the thing is, you just got to let it go. Because, I mean, you know, in the beginning of kind of the internet era, when I was first putting out mixtapes, and, you know, I actually used to, if somebody made a shitty comment or whatever, I would be like, all right, this kid, whatever. I would try to seek him out at a show. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Yeah. But now it's like, what a waste of fucking time. Like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, if people are you're spending your time fucking like searching for shit on the internet to make negative fucking bullshit comments about, it's like, what a fucking loser. Like, I actually feel bad for people like that.
No, absolutely. And it's like, if you don't get something worthwhile to say, don't say it at all. You know what I mean? Because you know what? Sooner or later, you know, I feel like the tide's turning. Someone's going to check you. You know what I mean? And you're not going to expect it. And I don't know. But yeah, man. And it's just, it's crazy times, man. And it's like, it seems like things are changing like pretty rapidly now, and it's like it's weird to keep up with. You know what I mean? That's why I'll put stuff out there and I don't even really check the comments. So if I ever post up something and you respond to me and you don't specifically tag me in it, I probably don't see it, so don't take offense. And I'm sure it's kind of the same with you when you post up something like, you know, sometimes people are like, oh, you didn't say nothing back. And I'm like, I don't even read the comments because I don't want to get in a war or a fight over some shit like, you know, and to me, I consider it like if I have a friend that has someone has some valid criticism or constructive criticism, you can approach me directly, and I will be very susceptible or receptive to it. But you know what I mean?
I'm real guarded on social media, man. Like I post stuff up. Mostly everything I post has to do with music or something that I'm pushing. Like it's my business stuff. I don't put a ton of personal stuff up. Like I'll talk about my sobriety. Shit, because I feel like it's, I can help other people like that. But for the most part, like I don't post my son on social media. I don't post family. I don't anything that I really love. I keep it off social media because, and also like with really close friends and shit, I don't fucking really have dialogue with them in a public forum on the internet. Like I still like to keep shit private, and I don't like people being able to clock my moves or who I'm talking to, who I'm rolling with, where I'm at.
Absolutely.
I don't like doing the fucking Snapchat. I don't have Snapchat. I don't like the Instagram story. I'm over here now. You know what I'm saying? Fucking where I'm eating and where I'm working out or any of that shit. Like I don't want that.
It's no one's business, right? And that's the thing. I'm the same way. If I didn't have like businesses, I probably wouldn't even be on social media because that's mostly what I do too. Like, I'll just say happy birthday to some friends or whatever. But other than that, like, I don't keep any like real personal stuff up on.
That's where I'm at too. If I didn't have business to promote and push, I wouldn't even be on social media. At this stage of the game, I think I'd be out.
Yeah,
Poison.
And I don't even look at that. And it's not always just to like promote and push, but it's just like to put things into the world too. Like if we build a bike, I'm stoked on. We like to put it out there, like, or you know what I mean, or like you put a song out there, like, you know what I mean. It's like I'm sure you're not always doing it just to, obviously you got to promote and push your stuff, but it's also like you're putting something out into the world. You know what I mean? Like
I don't mean to say it just like it's business, but it's like it's my creative shit. Like,
absolutely,
that's what and I put a lot of personal stuff in my music, but that's the vehicle which I feel comfortable putting it out in.
Sure.
You know what I mean? That's like what I do.
Yeah, and to me, and the other thing is that tying it all together is like, if I put up a bike and someone's got a smart ass comment about it, I really don't give a shit. But if I put a picture of like my grandfather up or something, and someone has something to say, all right, I might go back to the old days.
And that's what it is,
where
man.
I'm gonna find you.
That's why I don't post my son. That's another reason I don't post my son because I can just brush it. If somebody don't like my song or my video, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? But like if somebody has something smart to say, then I'm looking I'm finding where they're at. And, and I don't get time for all that bullshit.
No, and you got at this stage you got too much to lose too, like doing that, But
we just went off on a tangent there.
Yeah, we did.
The original question was,
how did you get? You got into music, and like, what made you kind of start getting into it and start taking it a little more serious and start pursuing it as an actual career, especially coming from the time where we did, where you didn't think that it was something that you could actually.
Yeah, so I graduated high school and I was like in a bad way with drugs already back then, and I remember I had to take a year to get my shit back together, and I was like smoking angel dust and doing coke and fucking acid and everything when I was a teenager. So I was fucked up in the game for a minute. So I like slowed down. I got my shit together, and I was like, I want to go to college for film, right? So I went to New York. I went to School of Visual Arts, and when I went there, I met Damien Burns, and I was started wilding out again, of course, when I got to New York. But I was running around New York with Damien and this kid Cypher, and we had this group, Bad Habits. So like I started freestyling with Cypher, and he started taking me to open mics. Barbito used to do this open mic at the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, and that was the first time I got up live and spit. Because when I was like rhyming in ciphers and shit, all these kids in New York were like, "Yo, you could spit," and I always knew I could, but I was like, well, you know, I'm here for film school and shit, and but I ended up getting kicked out of film school, and for like a beef with the doorman at the school or whatever, and I had really kind of segued into making music because I kind of fell in love with like jumping up on stage, and we started going in the studio. We were recording little demos and all that. And I just kind of dropped the film idea and kept pursuing the music. I was in New York for about 5 years after that, and I was going to all the hardcore shows. I was going to all the underground hip hop shows. I was performing open mics, little showcases, all that. And I ended up moving back to Boston. But like during the process of being in New York, I started realizing what made me different as an MC and what made me stand out. My accent and the stories were different. The lifestyle was a little bit different. And, you know, so when I came back to Boston, I started recording and man, there's so much shit in there. Like it's hard to me. I'm trying to sum it up so it's not every detail. But yeah, I basically I had met Danny Boy at CB's for a Lords of Brooklyn show or something like that, and eventually he kind of linked me up with DJ Lethal. Lethal signed me to a pre-production deal, and I started making The White Man Is the Devil Volume 1, which was like a mixtape, and that was kind of the beginning of what would come to be La Coka Nostra. He had signed Lefty at the same time that he signed this other kid, Optimus, and we started recording some stuff, and then, you know, over the next few years, La Coka would kind of come together to be what it was.
Sure.
And I also had started making a bunch of noise in Boston with The White Man Is the Devil mixtape. And we pressed up, like I didn't have money to press shit up, so I think I pressed up 50. I gave like a couple stacks to different drug dealers I knew. And like if you bought a bag of Coke, if you bought a 40, you had to buy the CD too. So it'd be like $50 for the bag and the CD. Yeah. And we sold like
strong arm and like
ended up selling 13,000 CDs in Boston like that with That White Man Is the Devil Volume 1.
Which speaks to the cocaine problem in Boston at the time.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's probably genius marketing, you know what I mean? Like,
well, I knew back then, like I needed to find a way to get my music to people who I thought would understand it and who would relate to it. And it was about drugs. I was a drug addict, and I was just trying to, you know, kind of find my fucking niche. Sure. And it worked, because after that, it kind of, you know, La Coka started coming together, and Bill came into the fray, and Everlast came into the fray, and we started recording that, and I had started working with Edo and Jay at the same time too, and we did a joint with DJ Premier called Main Event, and you know, we started putting stuff out with Special Teams, and yeah, it kind of all started to come together around that time. I think that was like 05, 06. So we started putting out Special Team stuff. I started recording with La Coka Nostra. Yeah. My mixtapes started popping and kind of circulating wider than that after there was kind of a, you know, all the House of Pain fans and nonfiction fans started to kind of dig into my stuff. So my mixtapes started spreading kind of internationally and across the country. And originally they were just in Boston. It was, you know, so it started to spread slowly but surely. And right around the same time, Chris Ferrone from the Boston Herald, he was writing for the Herald at the time, and he wrote a story about La Coka getting together, and a little background story on me. And Ben Affleck was cast in for his directorial debut at the time, Gone Baby Gone. Now at the time, I was like squatting in this warehouse on Shirley Street in Roxbury, and there was no hot water or electricity. Like when I had moved in there, there was a kid who was backing me at the time, and we were building a recording studio in there, and you know, we had all these kind of grandiose plans, and he got popped for something, and you know, I was still in the warehouse, so everything started getting shut down, and fucking, you know,
no bills were being paid or anything.
Nothing was being paid, so I was just in there for like 6 months with everything off, and but that was when the Herald article hit. I flew back out to LA. We were doing the Coka stuff, and I got cast in Gone Baby Gone.
That's crazy timing, man. Things just kind of came together.
Bro, it was like, and it was also like my son's mother, who was my high school sweetheart. So we had been broken up or whatever, and I hadn't seen her in a while. So right around that time, I got food poisoning when I was in that. So I just got the movie. La Coca was getting some steam behind it. And I was in this fucking warehouse, like, with nothing. I had, like, fucking rashes all over my body from soap that I couldn't get off because the water was so cold. I would, like, jump under the cold water. And anyways, long story longer, fucking, she came over to take care of me, and I hadn't seen her in a long time because I was sick. I was like, oh, I'm so fucking sick. I need help. She was like, you're living in here?
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, yeah. And then she came back. I had to go start shooting this movie. So I'm in this fucking spot. No hot water, no electricity, fucking with a mattress up on like a fucking wooden fucking platform. And it was nuts. And she's like, well, let's get a hotel or whatever so you can go in. She took me to the CVS and like got me all these toiletries and shit so that I could like get a good night's sleep and fucking like go into the movie set clean. She's like, you can't fucking go onto a movie set looking like a fucking bum. You know, so and I think Bill Gates was in town speaking or something. So every hotel in Massachusetts was completely sold out. So we had to drive to New Hampshire. We stayed in a hotel in New Hampshire. She drove me to the movie set, and that was the first day I shot on Gone Baby Gone.
You know, and that goes to show, man, like you see people like, and you know, you got this kind of like these accolades coming in the music industry, and you know, they're writing Herald articles about you, and they only see the glorious aspects. At the same time, you're squatting in a place with no hot water, no heat, you know what I mean?
Ill Bill had told me, so about a year before that, I was like, yo, man, like, how do you make a living doing this shit? He's like, you got to quit your job and fucking make a living. I was like, yeah, but if I quit my job, like, how am I going to pay for shit? And he's like, you got to make money off of music. I was like, yeah, but what if I don't make money off of music? He's like, you got to get a job.
So, and it's actually...
That's the truth.
That's
like
the truth,
you got to fucking roll the dice on yourself, and at any cost, you got to be willing to endure anything that you need to in order to get where you're going.
Sure.
And it's sink or swim. If you don't that was kind of behind, like, all right, I'm going to give these CDs to this dude, these CDs to, and then use the money to press more and keep spreading them out.
Yep.
And just like going to all these open mics and opening up for all the big rappers that came through Boston and networking and whatever it was. Like I was so hyper focused on the music shit at that period in time. Like, you know, I was in the fucking studio like 3 days straight, no shower, like fucking coked up out of my fucking head, you know, doing nothing but writing and recording.
Yep.
Now, prior to that, it was like I would write a rhyme or write a song and then like, you know, go into the studio to record one song. But I never really like mastered the craft. Like it took even years after that, but I think there was probably, they say 10,000 hours, right? I did those 10,000 hours like from 04 to 06 or 07, where I was just in the studio nonstop. And then when I started working, you know, with all these really like ultimately legendary MCs and people that I really looked up to, you know, that made me so much sharper, like seeing the way that they worked and having to carry my own weight on tracks with people that were, you know, world renowned rappers.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that just sharpened my blade. But it was like the fucking obsession to do this. Like everything else, it didn't matter if I had to fucking sleep in this spot. It didn't matter if I didn't have fucking clothes. It didn't matter. Like none of it fucking mattered. The only thing that mattered was like making music, getting better, making music, getting better, getting it out there, a little bit at a time, one fucking fan at a time, you know?
Yeah. So it is an obsession, and you get yourself into a situation in two different ways where you got to sink or swim. Like one, you're not working, so you have to make money at your craft, and two, you're working with people that are, you know, like not saying they're a higher level, but in your head, you know, these are legendary people. You're going to be on a thing with them. You have to come with stuff that is, you know, you got to make yourself fucking grow like pretty fucking quick, like to be on par with that.
I mean, it's almost impossible to fucking, you can't really work a full-time job and put the hours that you need. This is a full-time job. It's double a full-time job. It's like, you know, I tell people, like, a lot of kids will fucking send me songs on the internet. Yo, could you check out my song? Or they want you to put them on. And I tell people this because it's the truth. I can't put anybody on. Nobody can put you on. There's no guy that's going to put you on. There's no record label that's going to put you on. Like, it's not fucking 1987.
Yeah.
You have to build your own shit. And in order to do that, in my experience, it's 60 to 80 fucking hours a week for years before you make any progress. Like, when I put my first mixtape out, I was 27.
Yeah.
I was 27 fucking years old, and I had been going hard with it from the time I was 18. When I moved to New York, I was 18.
Sure.
So this is 9 years later that The White Man is the Devil Volume 1 came out.
Yep. Yep.
You know? And I was grinding the whole way through, recording, getting better. Like, you know, when I listen back to those songs that I first started making, like MC Shan managed me, you know, in like 97, I guess it was. So the songs that I was making back then, when I listened to it, like, I would never put those songs out. You know, like my demos and stuff that
Sure.
we were going to record labels in New York and everything. The progression that I made from 97 to 99 to 2001 to 2003 to the time when anybody first heard me, there was already so many years of trial and error and everything.
Yeah, behind the scenes stuff that nobody saw or heard.
And it's like, that's why I tell these dudes, like, yo, there's nothing that I or anybody else can do for you. And then they want to, like, put the first shit that they record out. Like, that's kind of the worst part of the internet. It's like, if the internet existed, like when I started, I'm glad it didn't, because I'm glad those songs aren't out there. You know what I'm saying? They're not a great representation of what I ultimately became. I'm sure diehard fans would love to listen to it.
And you probably just caused yourself a little bit of problem, because now there's gonna be people digging and searching. And
nah, all that shit was on tapes, bro.
Yeah.
Like the fucking the shit we recorded on back in the day was ADATs, right? Like you can't even.
Who even has an ADAT machine?
I mean, bro, I just found after years of them being missing, films that I shot in film school, but they're on film reels. Like, I don't even know where to fucking go to fucking watch them now. You know what I'm saying? Like, or 3/4 inch tapes. Like, I have video edits on 3/4 inch tapes. I don't even know where I would go to fucking watch them.
There's actually services now you could send all those to, and they'll put them on to like a DVD or like they'll put them on video, not video, but they'll put them on like a hard drive for you or something, so you could watch them. But you know. But so one thing I actually always wanted to ask you about, and just as a funny thing, like your first mixtape. Well, two things I want to talk to you about. Like, one, do you think if you had stayed in Boston that how much harder would it have been, or would it have been harder? Because I don't want to make assumptions. Like, for you to get where you've gotten without, like, it seems like, you know, I've always thought this. I always found it interesting. Like, Boston has a good music scene, but
you need both, man. I think like everybody ultimately coming up in Boston got to go to New York or LA, and it might be a little different now with the internet.
I don't know. But back in our days.
Back then, I mean, I think you had to kind of have a mixture. At the same time, though, like, as I spent 5 years in New York, and that kind of, you know, like I said, it just sharpened me, and it kind of was my introduction to performing and just being in that atmosphere too. It's like watching great hip hop artists every night, and kind of, you know, watching hardcore bands and just being immersed in that kind of culture. And
this is just more of an industry there, like it seemed like.
Yeah, and obviously, like, if I never went out to LA and linked up with you know, with Lethal and Danny and Everlast, and I linked up with Bill in New York, you know, if that didn't happen, I mean, that's kind of a really kind of key piece to me getting my music out in general. But I think it was also really important to kind of build in Boston, because I did that too. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I know, like, when I was in New York, Boston had its own thing going on with 7L and Esoteric and Mr. Liff and Acrobatic and Edo, of course, and the Creators and, you know, Schizophrenics. And, you know, there was a whole scene of people coming up in Boston.
Building up,
at that time. And I was in New York during that time. So I think when I came back in like 03, it's, you know, when I started kind of emerging in Boston in 03 and 04, people were like, who the fuck is he? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was kind of like an outsider in the hip hop scene in my own city, like in the very beginning of it.
Yeah, because like while you were away, this other thing started to emerge, and then you came back into it after it already kind of got some legs and traction.
I didn't even come back into it. I came into it,
Yeah.
and people were like, who's this new dude? But oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I was already kind of official.
Yeah.
At that, you know what I'm saying? When I just kind of emerged, and it was like, you know, which was cool because I needed to build in Boston. Like, it wouldn't if I kind of started buzzing in New York, it would I don't think it would have had the same kind of effect. Like, I really needed to build here outwards.
Yeah, I think it was cool. It sounded like it was good that like New York like broadened your horizons in a way where it let you see more of the industry. You met people, you were out and about seeing shit, let you see people perform, you were honing your craft, and then you came back, and then you really just kind of sounds like, and then you really just built it up from here and put your own spin on things. Because
absolutely, and you know, and I didn't really do this intentionally. I guess I did now looking back on it, because I told you how we got it out through people that were selling drugs and shit. But when I look back at that time, the drug epidemic in Boston was really starting to kind of bubble. You know, like everybody was doing drugs, and I was writing from the center of that. Like, you know, I came back after being in New York, and everybody that I grew up with was now, you know, Oxycontin, then dope, and, you know, all sorts of, there was fucking cocaine everywhere. It was, you know, there was drugs everywhere, and I think that's pretty much continued. But at that time, that was kind of that it was really starting to pop like that in a negative way, but I was writing from the center of it. And I think a lot of people kind of related to that at that time. And that I didn't do intentionally. I was really just writing what I was going through or where my head was at. And I think that took on a life of its own. And that's why I was able to gain so much momentum in Boston.
Sure.
So then when you put, you know, kind of put what Special Teams was doing at the time in the mix, and then La Coka Nostra comes into play, and then the movie shit came into play, that really gave me like a force.
Yeah.
To it gave me like some waves to really kind of ride, and it was like something to really be proud of.
Sure.
You know?
It probably was like I don't know the way to say it, but also probably gave you a new win to like because all this stuff after all these years of kind of suffering through things, you kind of getting some validation and, you know, and getting some kind of success. So it probably invigorated you to kind of keep the ball rolling or
Keep
or pushing.
the 8 ball rolling, bro.
One thing before we get too far away from this, but going back, I always wanted to. I don't think we ever talked about this, but I always want to ask you about it because I think it's funny, and I think it was brilliant. Your first mixtape, you know, especially considering Boston at the time, it's called "The White Man Is the Devil." You're coming out, you're a white rapper.
Yeah.
Like, kind of like explain a little bit of the thought behind that, because I kind of get it, and I could see but I always thought it was hysterical that you did that. You know.
Yeah, because, you know, like if I just named the album like the Mixtape or something like that, like I knew I needed something like, you know, an attention grabber.
Sure. Yeah.
So it was kind of like, nah, it's about cocaine, the white man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I knew it would piss people off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why I did it. So I knew it would piss white people off. I knew it would piss black people off, and I kind of played that card. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, at that time, you could push boundaries and do kind of left field shit. Yeah. I think the next fucking mixtape, The White Man Is the Devil Volume 2, I think I have like the fucking White House exploding behind me, like with the fucking American flag over my house. Like, you know, you could never fucking do that now. You know what I mean? Like, And yeah, man, it was kind of like, if you gotta make noise, you gotta fucking, and I think it's different for every artist too. Like everybody has a different way to connect, and you know, I was kind of fried at the time. I was cooked.
Sure.
You know, so and it came through in the music. When I listen to that old shit now, I'm like, fuck, man, I was fucking cooked.
Yeah. So, you know, that brings that's kind of a good jump off for the next thing. I mean, you spent, you know, the majority of your early career talking, you know, you were like in the middle of like the drug shit.
Yeah.
Now you're sober. And
Yeah.
you know, you had your first record out, like your new record came out. Well, you've had 2 out as sober.
Oh, you're talking about now? I mean,
Yeah.
that's a long time in between them, because
I
I
know.
didn't get sober until 2014, and there was, I mean, we're talking about White Man as a Devil came out in 04.
Was it 4? I thought it was 05.
04, and you know, so all that shit. So there was a decade in between there.
Yeah,
and,
no, I know.
And when my life changed, and I was, you know, now I'm making money, I'm touring around the world, and fucking doing movies, and you know, Hollywood shit, and whatever, man. It was like I went bonkers. It was like, because then I could fucking use the way I wanted to use, and it was like I'm living my dream. There ain't shit you could tell me, you know. But even so, like I felt like I was really like clicking, like with The World With No Skies, and there was just a lot of personal shit that went down around then too. But it was like fucking, I just felt so fucking creative. I felt invincible and untouchable when I would get in the studio. Like I could do 3 songs a night, because I had spent all those hours over those years early on, like really just living in the studio. So I got so used to just writing on the spot, 15 minutes of verse, come up with the hook. Looking back on it, a lot of that stuff is sloppy, but it was real stream of consciousness shit, and it was very like anything that I thought, I'm just saying it. You know what I'm saying? There was no fucking filter.
Yeah.
There was no concern about what anybody was gonna, you know what I'm saying? And it was just boom, boom, boom. And yeah, so I mean, sobriety is clearly a different thing. And I was talking to Tim Armstrong about it too. I was like, man, it takes me way longer to write than it used to, because you know, Tim is kind of, he's sober too.
Sure,
so,
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And I consider him to be really just a brilliant musician.
Yeah,
and a good dude too. But you know, he was like, well, you know, and he's a man of few words. If you've ever seen Rancid live, he doesn't even speak.
Yeah, no, I know.
Which I always think is cool. Lars is like the one doing the talking. He's just kind of like falling back with the glasses on. And that's Rancid, by the way, is like fucking one of my favorite bands to watch live. I fucking love Rancid live.
Yeah, no, you know, they're one of those bands where, you know, like coming up, like they had records out, and I would like a song or two, and until I saw them, started seeing them live. When you see them live, then I'm like, you go back and you listen to the record, and you have a whole new appreciation. I don't know what it is. There's certain bands that for me, it doesn't click till I see them live, and then I go back and I can appreciate the record.
Yeah, me too.
In a whole different way.
Yeah, because I wasn't listening to Rancid records and shit, and then when I started seeing them live, I was like, wow.
No, they're just like a fucking great tight band.
I can say that about a lot of hardcore stuff too, man. Like it's a live music.
Yeah,
you'd agree with that, right? Like you can't really understand hardcore till you go to a show.
Sure.
And you see how it's performed.
Yeah.
Because that's the energy of it, and the authenticity of it is just so, you know.
Yeah.
It's visceral. It's like a visceral experience.
Yeah, absolutely. That's 100%. There's a lot of bands that if I might have listened to a record and I'm like, all right, whatever, and then I see them live, and then it's like, all right, now I fucking get it. You know, and I've been in the hardcore forever, and there's still bands now that I don't until I see them live, and then I'm like, oh shit, now it clicks, I get it, you know, or something, and it's just now it hit me different, you know, and then I can appreciate the record more. But yeah, and I agree with you with Tim. I've had a couple of offline conversations with him, like, and it's just. He's an awesome dude, but it is kind of hard holding a conversation with the guys.
Well, no, I mean, it was a great conversation I had with him, because he was like, you get older and you have more perspective and you think about what you say more. Yeah. You know, like when you're fucking 27 years old and the fucking world is starting to open up for you and you're fucking coked out of your face for 3 days straight, like you don't think about what you say too much. You just don't, you know? And
well, yeah. And that's what I wanted to talk a little bit about was like the difference in the process. And you already started to talk about it, like from your days when it was more wilding out. And you know, like you coming from a place where you're going to the studio, you might be hammered, you might be coked out, or you know, whatever.
Might be.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. I always like try and say things like allegedly, you know what I mean? But you know, whatever.
It was a certainty every time.
Yeah, statute of limitations is up on shit, but you know, going from that, and like you said, you just kind of stream of consciousness, whatever's coming in, you're writing fast, and there is something like gems can come out of that, you know, and obviously
absolutely.
they did for you too. Like there's some songs like even with me with stuff like some of the more successful stuff I've ever done musically, like just it comes like that. But you know, the process between going in the studio like that and now where things are a little more, sounds like a little more introspective, a little more thought out, a little planned out, like, well, you know, I guess two things, like, you know, talk about, you know, maybe the process of writing like that, but also kind of what, you know, kind of made that shift for you? Like what, like, you know, when did the invincibility stop and you say, all right, well, maybe I should reevaluate what I'm doing? I mean, and if it's too personal, then,
no.
You know,
I mean, I talk about it all the time now, but I talk about it on this new record. But you know, first of all, so there was a lot of things. I mean, my body was fucking getting beat to shit, man. I was 65 pounds heavier than I am now. I was in the hospital. The last year I was drinking and getting high. I was in the hospital dozens of times. I was in the emergency room all the time and shit. And, you know, I was doing a lot. I mean, I was drinking 2/5 a day.
Yeah.
Every fucking day. You know what I mean? And that started because we would be on tour and you got a rider and I'd be like, I need a 5th of Grey Goose and a 5th of Jameson. And I'd drink the 5th of Grey Goose before stage and the 5th of Jameson after. And then anything else that I could find, like whether it was fucking Coke or MDMA or fucking, you know, and the Xanax to stop me from fucking shaking after 3-day benders or, you know, or to go to sleep. I was taking the Xanax every day too. And that was the hardest thing to kick ultimately. The benzo withdrawal can actually kill you.
Sure, yeah.
I had to go on like anti-seizure medication and all that shit. And but nothing was ever really enough to stop me. Like the hospital visits, the physical shit, people dying. Like I would be getting high with somebody and then they'd die fucking when they went home from getting high with me and shit.
Yeah.
Or like a week later and shit. And none of that shit was ever enough. But it was, I got to a point where, you know, I was living in LA and in Boston and, you know, and I would come home to see my son and spend time here. And I could no longer compartmentalize it. You know, I lost my marriage, lost the house. So I started losing everything. The real kind of fucking, the real bottom line is that I started to lose everything. So all this stuff, like I said, kind of the heavens opened up after putting all that work in. And, you know, it's really kind of a Cinderella story to fucking get discovered in the newspaper by Ben Affleck based on an article about getting in a group with House of Pain, who was my favorite fucking group growing up.
Sure, yeah.
It's like, it doesn't happen like that. That's like storybook shit. And just over the course of the years after that, like I started to burn everything to the ground. I was my own worst enemy. You know what I'm saying? Like I spent every dollar I ever made drinking and getting high or things that were associated with that. Like fucking, you know, I'd post up in a hotel room for a week straight. And you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
in a nice one and come down to the bill. You know what I mean? Like, and drink everything possible and get shit for, you know, I mean, I won't even get into the details of all the things that went on, but, you know, basically I knew that I couldn't be the father that I wanted to be, and I loved my son, and obviously I still do. I love my son more than anything in the world, and I knew that I couldn't be the father that I wanted to be the way that I was, and that was kind of what got me sober. You know, I talk about it on this song called "The Day Before I Die" on one day, and you know, I had like this run at the end where I was home for Christmas, and you know, I kept a friend of mine died. I went to the wake, went on a bender. I was up for 2 days. I went to do a show in Philly. I needed drugs to stay awake. Fucking collapsed when I got off stage. Come back. It's New Year's Eve. And went on a bender after New Year's Eve. And it's like, I'm supposed to be here to see my son, man. And I was like, I'll be there tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow. And I kind of, you know, he doesn't remember, but, you know, because he was real young. But, you know, I left him there waiting for me, man. And that broke my heart. You know, that was it was the thing that, like, it was my wake-up call. And I didn't get it took me 2 months after that to get sober because I was still processing. Like, it hurt so much, like, because I was started to think, like, I'm never going to be a good dad to him. Like, he deserves a good dad. And that was ultimately the thing that woke me up. And then I was like, I need to do whatever it is that I have to do to get sober. I have to do it. Like, the music is not as important because it was always my number one thing.
Sure. Like,
everything else was not even secondary. Everything else was 10 rungs down the ladder from, like, this dream that I was chasing since I was young. And I had to be willing to let go of that because I thought I couldn't do it. I thought I couldn't, like, go in the studio and write anymore. I thought I couldn't go on stage. Like, it had become so closely tied with who I was and how I did everything that I thought I could never do both of them simultaneously.
Sure.
So it was a scary thing, but I had to, like, surrender doing music so that I could be a dad to my son. And over the course of time, slowly but surely, I mean, I started recording a few months after that. Like, I canceled the tour. When I was like 10 days sober, I started a St. Patty's Day run. And when I made it through that, I was like, okay, this might be for real. Because every time I ever tried to get sober, I couldn't. Like, I fucking, it took me 15 years from the first time I get sober to get 30 days straight sober. So I was like, I don't even have a chance of being able to do this. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And, but I did. It was a day at a time, and fucking then the creativity, it took a long time for the creativity to come back full bore. I'll say, like, it was last year where I really started to be creative constantly, where it started to come back like it was. So it took me 5 years of being sober to regain kind of the obsession with music again, like in a good way, like a healthy obsession where I think of things in words and rhyme schemes and am able to kind of process fucking emotions and turn them into songs like that. So I put out like 3 albums in sobriety before One Day, To Thine Own Self Be True with La Coka, Slaine is Dead, yep, and the Slaine verse Terminology Anti-Hero record. All those records took years to make. And One Day, ultimately One Day took years too, but the bulk of it was recorded last year, and now it's just like everything is rushing again. Like it's I'm feeling real creative. I'm like hyper focused on music again, where it's like I was almost getting ready to just kind of concentrate on acting, and I just last year it just like woke up something in me where I'm like, I need this. I need this right now.
I know. I remember us talking probably about a year ago about that, like. And that's something that is interesting because, you know, you got a music career and you have an acting career and you got a level of success with both. Like, how do you kind of manage that? Is it like you like concentrate on music for a while, then go to acting for a while?
You know, I think, you know, to keep it real, like the level of success that I have in both of them is not overwhelming success. Like I've definitely done some really great shit. But I'm not in the position in either worlds to just write my own ticket.
Yeah.
And say, I think I'm gonna do this now. I think I'm gonna do this next. You know what I'm saying? Like,
or even not just, you know, not writing your ticket, but pursuing, like, you know what I mean? Like there's still like if you want to get in another movie, you got to start putting in you got to start going to auditions.
Absolutely,
I'm sure there's a whole bunch of shit which
absolutely,
is taking time from being able to write.
I think a lot of people have kind of a misconception. People are like, when's the next movie? It's like, trust me, if I got a fucking, you know, if I could go play like a fucking, you know, supporting role to fucking Christian Bale tomorrow, I would drop everything and do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not writing that ticket. Like,
you
know, and and with music, I have a lot more control over when I can drop stuff,
Sure.
when I want to do stuff. Music is ultimately my bread and butter.
Yeah.
Acting, I think, is my long-term career. And writing, you know, I
Yep.
wrote a screenplay that I'm trying to get made. And, you know, but it's a grind, man. At the end of the day, I'm an indie artist. I have a kind of a very, you know, I have a different path than almost anybody that I know, you know, and I don't have like this, there's not like a layup for me to make, for me to do this shit that I got to do. Like I grind every day to get all the shit done that I have to get done. You know what I'm saying? And I have to create opportunities. I don't know where my next check is coming from when I wake up in the morning. I have to create that opportunity.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the next movie role I'm doing is. I got to create that opportunity. I got to pursue that opportunity. And that's where kind of, you know, with the acting stuff, like what I learned in the music game is like, I never waited for a fucking major label to fucking, to give me a contract and give me a career. And that's kind of where I'm at with the acting shit. It's like I gotta create my own lane. I gotta make my own movies.
Yep.
Like that's where my head needs to be at primarily, rather than waiting for somebody else to put me in a movie. Or, you know, you can audition and all that stuff too, and keep going out. But like creating your own shit, create your own lane, tell your stories, do something different, do something outside of the box. That's the way I've had success in music, and I think that's a formula that works for any business in any area. And I think that's what people need to keep in mind. So the same advice that I give to the kid who's like, I need somebody to put me on, it's like, you need to put all this time into it. You know, it's a full-time job to pursue what you're trying to do. Nobody can build you except for you.
Yeah.
That's the advice you need with everything across the board. And I know, you know, with your businesses and stuff, that's what you got to do too. That's kind of the dirty little secret or whatever to the entertainment business. It's like people think, you know, it's like rags to riches and fucking, you know, they're all rich. Everybody's rich. You know what I'm saying? It's like this shit, like at the level that I do it, is about passion. I love doing this shit. When you love doing it as much as I do, you ride all the ups and downs.
Yep.
So, you know, it's not like I was like sleeping in that warehouse and then boom, it happened and now I'm set for life. Like I have to continue. Sometimes I might have to be, you know, I've been blessed like to where I'm not going to have to sleep in a warehouse again. But if I want to continue the trajectory that I'm on, I need to constantly fucking work the same way that kid worked. The same way that kid worked.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And obviously I got a different perspective now. I get different experiences. I am a much wiser person than I was back then. So it's like work smarter, not harder. But I still got to put that level of effort. I still got to be constantly reinventing, constantly kind of pushing the envelope in a different way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
So,
and we came from music scenes where it was still like a heavy DIY ethic too, which is kind of what you're saying, man. You got to do it yourself.
Yep.
And then it catches on, and then you're not looking for anyone to put you on. People are coming to you to be like, hey, let's do this project.
you got to give
did
yourself
this.
the juice.
Yeah.
You got to give yourself the juice.
So it sounds like, you know, we were talking a little bit before. So your next thing is you've been writing some stuff, and you're gonna start like, how do you plan to, are you gonna try and do the whole project yourself, or I know you have something written, or is it something you're gonna try and push,
for the film
push
project?
Yeah,
Yeah. So right now I'm just kind of, raise some money and fucking shoot it. I mean, we did that actually with By the Gun, the movie we did with I got like a co-starring role in it with Ben Barnes, and Harvey Keitel's in it, and Leighton Meester and Richie Coster. It's, you know, and that was a learning experience. It's you know, it's always trial and error, and you know, there's some good parts to that movie, and it didn't catch, and you know, but that's constantly what you got to do. You just got to keep creating and fucking and doing your thing, man.
Yeah. Well, you got to think this.
I mean, look at what you're doing right now. So you got the podcast shit. You just came over to my crib. You set up the fucking thing, and now you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the world that we exist in right now.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you put it out, and fucking you get more listeners. You build it up. That's the name of the game with fucking everything now.
Yeah. And you just put in the time, right? And it's like you have your time in with music, you have your time in with acting. Now you got your time in with writing, but you're gonna start a whole new world of like starting that. Not that you need to do another 10,000 hours, but now there's gonna be a whole new level of like. You know, like that's a whole different career path.
Now
that's a whole different path.
You do need to do another 10,000 hours. That's the reality of it. Like you need to fucking with all this shit.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of that's the trick to what I'm trying to do right now is.
Well, it might be 8,000 hours because you got like 2,000
because
of the
I have to
overlaps.
balance it out with all this other shit, and that's kind of that's where the sobriety shit comes in because I'm sharper now. So
yeah.
It's a more focused effort, and maybe I don't have 10,000 hours into the screenwriting shit and 10,000 hours into the acting shit. Yeah. Although I probably do at this point with the acting stuff.
But what I mean with the acting stuff, you also get to see some of the process that's going to help with the entertainment industry, the movie industry,
yeah, and I guess it all kind of ties in. So it's like you learn you take things from one area and apply them to the other area and all that. So it's kind of a balancing act. But I think that's what I mean about the sobriety shit, where like the clarity and the focus is not a little better. It's so much sharper now.
Yeah.
And I also know like what the most important thing is to me, and that's being a father to my son, and a good friend, and staying sober and being of service and all the shit that I got to do in order to stay sober. But I got to balance all that shit together because if I fucking let one of those balls drop, it fucks all the other ones up. No,
absolutely, and it's a testament to like in a lot of ways like. I had on an earlier podcast talked with Lenny Lashley, and he was kind of in the same situation where he was, like his old band Dockbuster, like they were a wild band, and like that was the band you saw people were throwing beers, and he was hammered and fucked up all the time, and he got sober, and he's going through a lot of the same things you do. He's seeing things clearer. He's like focusing more on his business and just he's got the passion for music. He's writing from a different standpoint. He still works, like does shifts at a bar. Yeah. Like, so like, I always thought it was interesting with you, like, cause and it must've been like fucking crazy. Like when you first started coming out and doing shows again, because like all your earlier stuff, you were rapping about fucking drugs and fucking everything crazy shit.
There was a period of time for a few years there where I was doing the old songs primarily while I'm sober. And I was like, this feels a little weird. Like scratch cocaine and whiskey from the set list. I can't do that tonight.
Yeah. So
and people were handing me coke on stage because like it's not like fucking. There was a Rolling Stone article that I got sober. It's like fucking. There's fans coming to the show and they're getting fucked up and wilding out and passing me bags of coke.
Yeah.
And I'm grabbing them and just throwing them off to the side and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But because not everybody knows, especially in Europe. Like, I still go to Europe and people are fucking like handing me drugs. I'm like, dude, come on.
Come on, man. So that must have been, but to me, that's like a true testament, like that, like that, your time came where you made that change, man. I know, and I'm just saying like that's a lot of respect, man, like that you could get through it, like, and that's a testament to your willingness to change there and to do that. Like, and, what helped you with the sobriety? Did you just do it on your own? Did you do like a program?
I could never do it on my own. I work in an anonymous program, and, like fucking when I'm in a lot of pain, dude, like, I mean, first of all, we hang out and shit.
Yeah.
We're brothers. So fucking, you see how, like, if I'm hanging out, but when the time comes, like, I go home. I don't hang out till 4 a.m. I don't do it. I can't do that anymore because that's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could come, hang out with all my friends, chill, but at some point I got to go home and go to sleep. And I try to wake up at 6 or 7 every morning. I try to like have a routine and some stability and shit in my routine. I pray I put stuff out into the universe. If I'm really struggling, I try to help other people who are trying to get sober. And if I'm really struggling, like I really double down on helping people and because it gets me out of my own head.
Yeah.
So like I've been going down with a friend of mine's mother down to Mass Ave with clothes and jackets in the winter for the homeless and bringing sandwiches into the tent there and shit like that. And that gets me out of my own head. It helps me to help somebody else without expecting anything in return. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And it gives me perspective of where some of my best friends have ended up like that and are dead now. And that could fucking be me too. So it gives me the perspective, and it's like, all right, this is what I'm doing all this shit for, because this shit is fucking serious as cancer, man. People are fucking dying every day. Like, countless fucking people, friends and acquaintances and people I love and everything have died from fucking drug overdoses. All of us. It's not just me. It's everybody in fucking society now.
Yeah, man.
So it's like, I try to keep that shit up front, man. So yeah, like as long as I'm doing all the shit I'm supposed to be doing, like it's not that difficult. Like I've kind of built a different life now. I go into the studio at 10 in the morning. I record during the day. I just tweaked a bunch of different stuff, and it's really not I don't think about drinking and getting high anymore.
It's good, man.
It's life that's the fucking challenge now. It's like actually having to feel like pain and disappointment, and when you fuck up, like being like, fuck, like feeling fucking shitty about it and then making it right. But that's life, you know what I'm saying? I get a chance to do all that shit now.
Yeah, man, and that's one of the things is that, when you're sober, all the responsibility and accountability and all that stuff, like you have to go through it. Like you have to experience it. You can't just get fucked up and say, fuck it, whatever.
You can't blame your bad decisions on being fucked up neither, man. That's one thing I learned. It's like, oh shit, I can actually make really fucking horrendous decisions completely sober. Like completely fucking lose perspective and fuck my life up sober. I get to do that too. Yeah, man. Hey,
you mentioned Mass Ave, and it's weird because I don't live in Boston anymore. I come into town for shows and hang out with friends or whatever. But I hadn't noticed in a long time. Like I came in the other day we were doing that bike show.
Yeah,
and I usually come in at night, so I hadn't been on Mass Ave in a while, but it seemed like that area had kind of cleared out for a while, but it was like when I came the other day, it was like back to how I remember it in the 80s.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's not cleaned out. What they did is they built a tent, so it's like off of Mass Ave now, and I forget the name of the street, but it's right by the prison, and you fucking you walk down this thing, and then there's this huge tent. And they can freely use in there and stuff like that legally, so they could shoot up, they could smoke shit or whatever. So, so that's like, I think they did that. I think the mayor did that to kind of, it's almost like, all right, this epidemic is here, and there's nothing we can do about it to control it except like get it off because that intersection is the biggest intersection in the city. Like when you come off the highway there,
93.
Mass Ave and Malia Cass. And, like fucking, it's a disaster when you come down there and everybody's fucking nodding off and everybody's begging for change on the thing and all that. So now it's like, it's a little more, they kind of put it in there. So, I mean, we go in there with lunches and bring bag lunches, man.
Maybe something was going on or something, but like everyone was out on the street again. And I was it just brought back, and I had told people, I was like, oh man, I remember when the late 80s, we'd come down, we'd be coming off the highway, and it used to be fucking crazy town down here. It was fucking nuts. And I was like, but it hasn't really been like that in a while. Then I got off that day, and it was like, it looked like it was the 80s again, and I don't know what was going on, but I was
might have just, what time was it?
Oh, it was in the morning.
Yeah, so they're all lined up for the methadone.
Yeah, it was crazy though. I hadn't seen it in so long, and it brought back so many memories of old Boston. And we were talking about this amongst friends, like how much a lot of these cities have changed. Like, and that's one of the things. Like, some things for the better. Like, you know, like I know I have an affinity to old Boston and the combat zone and like, you know, like old areas where it was still sketchy, or going to New York, like especially when you lived out there, it was still crazy. And it's like a lot of these cities have lost that, and there's good aspects and bad aspects to that. But like, you know, it's cool that you can kind of go anywhere and not really have to worry about much anymore.
Well, the culture across the board has kind of been whitewashed. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you can get anything on the internet now. Like, you know, there was a time where you had to go to a specific spot in New York if you wanted to get this kind of fucking belt buckle. You know what I'm saying? Or like if you wanted these sneakers, you had to go here, and that's the only, you know what I'm saying? That you had to go to specific places. Now everybody can just order shit online. Yeah. Everybody kind of dresses the same and fucking talks the same. Like, you know, and most of the big cities have all been gentrified now, and I think like you have more,
and everything's so corporate, like you know,
everything is fucking Starbucks, Target, fucking, you know, and you know, all these chains. Every restaurant's a chain. You get off a tour bus in fucking the middle of America. You don't know if you're in fucking Montana, fucking Kansas City, fucking Pennsylvania. It all looks the same. It's the same exact stores. There's no more mom and pops. There's no more nothing. But, you know, like fucking and cities have all been kind of whitewashed too. So like, you know, the neighborhoods aren't the neighborhoods anymore. They're just not. Like the neighborhoods have all kind of been gentrified, and now I think we have most of your blue collar people and is like out in these kind of cities outside of major cities. You know, like your Brocktons and Lawrences and Lowells and stuff like that.
Just as an aside, just them now having a plan to bring the commuter rail to New Bedford, rents have gone fucking crazy in New Bedford. You know what I mean? Because now people are like, all right, we can move there. Yeah. Now, hold on, I'm just gonna pause this for a second. All right, we're back. We had to take a quick bathroom break. But yeah, what I was saying was like, you know.
By the way, when we're on tour, that's like fucking DJ Eclipse is so mad at me all the time because I'm like, I gotta piss every hour, man. I drink fucking a lot of water. I put fucking cases of water. I get cases. I fucking go through probably like 6 cases of water a week at my house.
Yeah.
When I'm on tour, I'm fucking drinking water constantly, drinking water on stage before the show. I piss once an hour, so we'll have like these 9-hour fucking drives. I'm like, I gotta piss, man. Oh, fuck, come on, bro. We're never gonna get there if you keep pissing like that. Because every time it's a piss break, then it's like an espresso and a fucking cigarette for everybody.
Yeah. Well, you know what happens, man. The law, like, you know, you it's never just it's never you getting out, just running and getting a piss. Then everyone gets out.
And then everyone blames when they have to piss on me. Like Danny will be like, yo, Eclipse, Slaine got to piss.
Yeah, man. And then it's like you got to find someone because they're missing and whatever, like, you know, craziness. But yeah, we were saying like with the city, like no one can live in the city except like real rich.
The rents are fucking insane, man.
Or people that, you know, are grandfathered in on like rent control areas or whatever. But like, you know, New Bedford's 40 minutes south of Boston, right? And because the commuter rail is coming there now, like people are talking about there's some apartments in New Bedford where the rent is like $3,500 a month for a fucking apartment. I'm like, it's fucking New Bedford, man. Like rent used to be like $400 for a 3-bedroom. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. So it's like I don't know where middle and blue collar, like where everyone's going, but it's like,
I don't know how people do it, man. Like, you know, I make a pretty good living, and I know you make a pretty good living too. I don't know how people who are just, you know, making $13 or $15 an hour fucking get by. Like it's fucking impossible. Like, you know, like fucking coffee is $5 a fucking you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's,
and never mind, you know, federal government's taking a third. You got your state tax, your property tax, your excise tax, your fucking
the fucking tolls and shit.
Tolls.
Like, I would rather fucking stop and pay the toll. By the way, you know how many of these fucking tickets I get in the fucking mail now is shit I owe and all. I'm not like in the system or something, so I'm always getting these fucking tickets. Then I get the fucking penalties on the tickets.
It's the worst. It's like, all right, I don't agree with tolls, right, at all. But now that they're not manned, and so like at least when there was toll takers, you were giving someone a job.
Yeah.
You're right. It's the only way to kind of look at it with a positive spin. Now it's just a camera. It takes a picture of your license plate, and then 7 days later, you get a thing in the mail saying, "Hey, you owe us $4 for going here or whatever." And it's like,
Yeah, but then if you don't pay it,
I
they're
know.
fucking. It's like 3 times the amount of the
Yeah.
ticket. It's like now it went from $18 that you owe to fucking $57.
and you can't renew your registration until you.
That's
pay
where
that
they
off.
get you. When I went to renew my license, I was like, "What the fuck?" They were like, "I couldn't do it," and I was like, "What the fuck?" I ended up paying like $800 worth of shit.
It's fucking crazy, man. It's fucking state bureaucratic fucking stranglehold, man. It's fucking everyone's getting squeezed out. But it is a thing, man. I was talking about recently. Just feel like, just getting squeezed from every fucking direction. It's like, how many people do I have to pay before I can keep a fucking cent of what I've earned? Like, I feel like I'm keeping like state government going, I'm keeping federal government going, and then I'm keeping like 10 different industries. I'm keeping the insurance industry going, this and that before I see a penny of what I've made. You know what I mean? It's fucking nuts.
Not to mention, you have like our phones, like our stores all day long. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't tell you how many fucking things I have coming out of my bank account that are like monthly $9.99, $2.99, fucking $29.99, $59.99. So you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like fucking.
Nuts. I know everything's getting fucking crazy, but so back to tangents are totally fine, man. These are just kind of conversations,
The nature of the podcast.
Yeah, man. But anything, we talked about a lot in regards to like your career coming up and in life. Is there any things that that you want to mention, or things that we haven't talked about that you think's important, or projects that we didn't touch on that?
Nah, man. I mean, we were kind of talking about it before we started the podcast. Is like, the gift and the curse of these streaming apps. Speaking of things that come out of here.
Yeah,
I got a few of the streaming apps, but fucking
$9.99 a month, Spotify.
Yeah, man, it's cool. Like, if somebody has never heard of your shit, like, you can just go down the rabbit hole instantly on Spotify or Apple Music and kind of listen to all these things. And it's, a bunch of my projects actually aren't even on Spotify or Apple Music. Some of the earliest stuff, I don't think The White Man is the Devil Volume 1 is. I don't think Volume 2 is. They might actually still be on Apple Music, but they got pulled off a lot of stuff because there was sample clearance stuff. And it was just a different,
And all these motherfuckers dry snitching by putting out like.
Well, there's also like language stuff, like, a particular word that begins with F that we threw around back in the day that no longer, stuff gets pulled down.
Yeah.
And, so and there's stuff like that, which, I don't use that word anymore. So it's like there's stuff on those records like that because it was just a different fucking time, man. And it was a different mentality and like something that people grew up saying and fucking that isn't part of my kind of, isn't part of the language I use now. But, some of that stuff is not on there, but there's a whole fucking rabbit hole of back catalog stuff, the Coka Nostra stuff, my solo stuff and all that. So it's cool for people to just be able to go on for the first time and then just check out kind of a progression and how different, like when you listen to the early stuff compared to now, it's just fucking a world apart.
Yeah. Have you, are you working on anything else like new musically that, like I know you just had, your last solo record that was just you come out, what was it, just a couple months ago now? Yeah,
November 22nd, One Day came out. Yeah. I mean, I'm working on a project with Static Selector album right now, and I got some more surprise stuff coming up too. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I got music. I'm gonna be putting a lot of music up.
And with going back to the streaming stuff, man, like it is interesting to talk to musicians about this because I'm still wrapping my head around it. Like I try to avoid the streaming stuff, but I do indulge in it. You know what I mean,
bro? It's just so fucking convenient. I mean, you get every album ever made. Like you can carry it all in your pocket. If I'm fucking transformed to this shit, like everybody is at this point. You know what I mean? Because it's just an easier way. I mean, everything is on the fucking thing. It's in your pocket. You don't gotta carry shit around. You don't gotta, You
don't even like. It's weird because like I have thousands of records still. Like, and it's like it's it's awesome, but it's also such a fucking burden. I'm like, it's a lot of space.
Yeah.
A lot of weight. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you're going to move that
And you
shit
got to take
around.
care of it. Like
take
it's
care.
fucking, you know, fucking a flood or fucking shit
Yeah.
gets damp or you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
And it's like, man, I always say, like, I could just sell all these fucking things and then I would still have access to at least 85% of it. There's probably some records that I got, like, I'm sure there's a good amount of records I have that aren't available on any of the streaming services, but I'm sure some asshole has dubbed them and put them on YouTube or something. But, you know, it's just interesting because and as someone having a label or, you know, just been involved in the music industry, like, it's such a weird time because it seems now like for you as an artist, do you feel like you need to tour more for revenue, or are you doing all right with the streaming stuff, or like?
I mean, I personally don't like to tour fucking year round or anything like that.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I could get out and tour a few times and make enough money with the rest of the stuff I'm doing. I don't like to be on the road like that all the time.
Is it because you just don't want to be like away from your son, or is it because the road's more temptation, or?
No, it's not the temptation. I like I said, I don't really have too much temptation at all with that shit. Like the hardest part with the sobriety shit is just managing fucking feelings in life and like shit that happens and you know, keeping a good perspective. But so I'm not tempted by the road. But I just, you know, I loved being on the road when I was drinking and getting high because it was a fucking party all the time, and that was when I was younger, and it was like I loved, like I was like, yeah, you know, fucking be on stage and see the world and all that, and you know, it's cool, but I'm not really. I won't say I'm not built for the road because obviously I am to have sustained it for this long, but. You know, I really like my routine of being at home. I like to go into the studio and record. Honestly, if I could just record and put music out, I would do that.
Yeah.
I like performing, don't get me wrong. I really love performing when I'm on stage, but the thing that I love is writing and making music. If I could just fucking do that, I'd be completely happy doing that, you know?
Yeah. Do you think with streaming, like the way that the world is now, is it like possible for artists to do that? Like, and I'm not being devil's advocate. I'm asking.
I mean, I don't think it's. I think like you have to have other stuff. Like I have a lot of different revenue streams too. It's not. I don't just depend on music exclusively. So, but I think you'd be stupid if you're big enough to survive off of streaming. You would be stupid not to tour because the money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because, you know, like... But you don't... There's different ways to tour. You can be out on the road 300 fucking days a year. I'm not interested in that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I'm down to get out and do 60, 70 shows a year.
That's still a good amount, you know?
I have no interest in doing 300 or 250. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not for me.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And, you know, and it's, you know, because I talked to a lot of people, and it's like, well, you know, you're almost giving away music now and making your money off doing shows and merch, you know. But, you know, I hear other things, like I was telling you earlier, is that, you know, another perspective I heard is that, you know, when you buy a record, you buy it once and you can listen to it 1,000 times. Whereas if you're listening to things streaming, you get paid royalty for every time someone listens to a song. Yeah. But
the long run is, you know,
you got to see how it plays out, because it's still kind of new, you know what I mean, in that way.
Ultimately, I hope what happens is, and really they should be sharing more of it. I think Spotify keeps like 86% of the revenue. Like, it shouldn't be that high. It should be like 50-50.
Isn't something going through where it's gonna? They're making them.
I guess it went through, but I was hopeful for that too. But I don't think there's much of a difference. Yeah, I don't think there's too much of a difference.
No.
You know, they're going to rig the game in their favor all the time anyways. But, you know, if you could double or triple or quadruple what they're paying, because I think it's like 0.006 cents per stream.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's like $5,000 for 1 million streams or something.
That's
like
so
that.
crazy. That's so crazy.
You know, if it was triple that, then, you know, and they'd still be making money, and it would be a lot more lucrative. So hopefully it increases with time.
Yeah, man. And then, how are you finding like just iTunes, like physical, like when people buy a record on iTunes, has that been affected by the streaming a lot too?
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to buy records on iTunes all the time.
Yeah.
But now it's free.
It's free.
I mean, it's $9.99 for Apple Music.
Yeah.
And you have every fucking record on there. Why are you gonna buy it?
Buy it, yeah.
You know?
Is that the one you use? Do you use Apple Music?
I have Spotify, I have Apple Music, I have Pandora. I kind of fuck with all of them, but I mean, yeah, I mean the Apple Music is the one that comes up automatically. Like when I start my car, a song just comes on from Apple Music. I don't know how I have it set like that, but sometimes it's fucking annoying.
Yeah. Oh no, it does it to me. I think it's because you got an iPhone, and that's just how it's gonna go.
Oh, wow, yeah.
That's what it is.
Now
dude.
I know why.
yeah, man.
I mean, I fuck with this Audible app too, man. I listen to books on this shit now. I like the Audible app. There's just so much shit on the phone. There's so much fucking shit in the phone, and now you can't even drive around and look at you're not even allowed to touch your phone when you're in the car. I mean, I'm fucked because I'm constantly on this fucking thing while I'm in the car.
Now, let me ask you about, because I've been thinking about doing the books, but the problem is like I don't know what it is. I'm showing age here, you know, still old school with that. Like, I find it weird because like I'll listen to music if I'm driving around. I listen to podcasts. No problem. I like listening to podcasts, right? Is it like I find like trying to listen to a book kind of annoying. Is there like a little curve to get over on that, or is it? Did you just take to it?
I fuck with it, man. Like I've been fucking with this book called The New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. I mean, I've fucking listened to it. I've read it too, but I it's really dense to read. You know what I mean? To hear him kind of narrate it. I like it like that. Plus, like, you know, I'll have a 30-minute drive or whatever. I'll just pop it in. I'll be listening to, and it centers me because you get so fucking inundated with all this shit going on in life and all, you know, work shit, creative shit, fucking personal shit, whatever. And like, if I'm gonna sit in traffic or whatever, I listen to that, and it kind of centers me. Fucking, you know, it's a lot of spiritual shit in there that I dig, and
sitting in traffic, you need all the spiritual help you can get, man.
Yeah, man. So it's like I'll just take that time to breathe and breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Listen to Eckhart on the fucking thing. Life has changed.
No, you know what? I kind of agree there, man, because I used to just listen to aggressive music all the fucking time. Now it's like I go to the gym first thing in the morning. I listen to aggressive music. If I'm driving around, it's more often than not than like podcasts or on just some random shit. Because like last thing you want is when you're sitting in traffic, listen to Paulie fucking doing shit, terror shit. Like, you know what I mean? Then you want to get out of the car and just start smashing everything. So you got to fucking.
Now there's a place for it. That, You know, the gym.
Yeah.
The gym, you want to be hyped up. Like, you know, and it's always different shit. Sometimes I listen to the sports radio or some shit or fucking. I got to put more podcasts into my fucking thing. What's a good. Where do you go to. There's like a podcast app that has all the podcasts on it and shit.
Yeah, and I'll show you right after. But on your phone, there's a podcast app, and then you can look it up right there, and it's got everybody. And then you can type in. I think you can type in kind of like a subject, or if there's like a certain one you're looking for, it'll come up. I'll show you. I got a few on mine, and it works just like you just open that app, and you have like your whatever they call it, like your library, and then you can pick one you want, and then all the episodes for that podcast will come up. Okay. But speaking of touring, you got any shows coming up? Or
I got my St. Patty's show coming up March 17th in Boston, Bright Music Hall. This is the 14th year in a row I've done it. I almost didn't do it this year.
How come you weren't going to do it?
I don't know, man. I feel like fucking I've been doing it for fucking so long. You know, like I was like, maybe I'll just take a break this year. You know, I actually didn't even decide to do it until like fucking I announced it 3 weeks ago. You know, normally like you do a St. Patty's show, you start promoting it in December or January. But fuck it, why not? I have fun doing them. You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of tried to like do things differently this past year, like different venues, different ways of releasing music, different kind of videos and shit. I just wanted to kind of shake things up a little bit. So sure. I was thinking like maybe I won't do the St. Patty's Day. But, you know, on further review, it's like, well, I did it 13 years in a row. Why am I going to stop it now? Like I got an offer to do it. So I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, man, you got to keep it going. I mean, it's like you always look forward to like the Street Dogs doing the December Wreck the Hall show and the Slaine fucking St. Patty's Day show. Like,
Yeah, so
it'd be you'd have a lot of displaced people not knowing what to do.
well, yeah.
Well, I'm sure it is Boston. Someone will find something to do, but it's not like it used to be either, man. Like St. Patrick's Day, like you remember the
It used to be fucking nuts, dude, and especially like my shows were fucking, people were bombed.
Yeah.
I think my audience might have changed. They've gotten older and shit. So it's like me, I've changed too. So it's not the same fucking. The same craziness as it used to be. I don't think it is. There's people drinking and getting fucked up, but it's not like there used to be fist fights and fucking,
Well, just think about the old St. Patrick's Day, the South Boston St. Patrick's Day parade, 15 years ago, and think about it now. Like,
it was a different. I actually haven't been to it, and because I've been doing this fucking thing for so long. But I used to go to that when I was a kid and shit.
Yeah.
I just haven't been in so long. I don't even know what it's like now, to be honest. So
the last time, it was probably when I still, me and Seamus used to have an apartment in Dorchester in Andrew Square. So we just walk up the street. It started right at the top of our street, and I remember the last time we went out there. Like, all I remember is there's some fucking drunk motherfucker in a car, and he was backing up, but like I don't know what he was doing. He was like doing like donuts, but like in reverse, and then he like smashed into the T station, and he smashed into like the building across the street, like and there was like no one doing anything about it. And then like the parade was still going on. It was still like there was just such chaos, man. You know what I mean? Like, and, people would be marching and in the parade, fucking fighting.
yeah.
Good old Boston. And, some things have changed for the best, but some things have changed. Like I still like, I wish there was just a little bit more grittiness, because I feel like that helps make people like develop in a different way too. You know what I mean?
I mean, the time is always now, man. There's always different. The world is changing. The world is changing.
Yeah, man. And
for better or worse, it's fucking changing. There's no other choice but to embrace it and keep fucking pushing.
I know, man. But half the time, I still feel like a Neanderthal in a modern society. You know what I mean? Because it's still like, But I think what'll happen, man, is that I think things used to be so far one way, now they're so far another way. I think hopefully, I got faith that things will kind of level out to a more happy medium.
The pendulum always swings.
Yeah, man. Well, with that, man, is there anything else we haven't talked about? You think you want to touch on here?
That's it, man.
All right.
I want a cigarette. I'm about to quit fucking smoking cigarettes, but I'm still like, I'm not all the way there yet. I might go see this fucking hypnotist people keep telling me
The
about.
Mad Russian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been?
No, I don't smoke. Like, I worked at the cancer hospital for 15 years. I think I would.
Where, at Dana-Farber?
Yeah, man.
Dude, that was my first job that I ever had.
What
I worked in the kitchen at Dana-Farber, like fucking, I think I was 14 when I first got it. 14 or 15 years old. I was 14 because I had to get shit signed by like the fucking guidance counselor,
like the
school
work permits
shit.
and all that. Yeah.
And then fucking, so I worked there. I did like, fucking the hot plates, like call out the order. I'd do the dishwashing. I'd bring the trays up to the room, and it's a cancer hospital, so you had to tie the bags tie the trays, the food trays in plastic bags. A lot of them, and some of them you can't. Some of them you could go into the room and drop them. Other ones, they have a two-way closet.
Yep.
And you would have to shove the food tray into the closet from the hallway, and then shut the door, and then they could pull it out the other way. It was like sanitary, to make sure
sanitary environment,
because they have
such compromised. Yeah,
their immune system was so low, like they couldn't get germs from outside people and stuff.
Yeah, it's a crazy fucking thing, man. Cancer, dude. But it's awesome that there's places like that around, because they really know what they're doing there, and it's a good thing, man. And we're lucky that being in this area, that like if something happens, like we have access to some of the best healthcare in the country,
best hospitals in the world, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Mass General, fucking Brigham and Women's, they're like 1-2 in the world hospitals.
Yeah. And it's funny too. My first job was the same thing. I think I was the same age, and I worked as a dishwasher in a steakhouse, and I was working like 4 to midnight, and I was 14. I was still in school, like, I was like,
I made $5.65 an hour.
I don't even know if I made that, but you know, it's the crazy things like.
And I was pumped, like to have a fucking
man,
check and shit. I mean, I would smoke the whole thing. I was smoking weed on the job already, and fucking. I remember getting like 40s and blunts and going down to like Mission, Maine with this dude that I worked with over there, and smoking fucking blunts, drinking St. Ides 40s, and coming out of there fucking wrecked, and rapping with this dude. That was like my first exposure to like really spit my rhymes in public and shit. Was I would go over with this dude named Bryant, who was like, I was like 15, he was probably like 21 or something like that. We'd go down to the projects and rap on the bench and shit, and it was like I learned a lot from doing that too. But I mean, I used to come out of there twisted, and that's when that shit was wild over there too. Fucking, that was like that Charles Stewart era. You remember all that shit from back then?
Yeah. And and
they did all the raids in there and fucking. I mean, it was that was a crazy era.
Absolutely, man. And as an old English man, I couldn't ever get down with the St. Ides. I don't know why.
Nah, I didn't start with the Old English till I moved to New York, actually. But the St. Ides would fuck you up.
I know. I just didn't like the taste for some reason.
I never cared about the taste.
Yeah,
I mean, I drank purely for effect, especially in the beginning.
I couldn't get by it. There's some things like, I don't know.
By the time you get to the bottom, both of them, any 40, by the time you get to the bottom, it's so disgusting. It's that fucking warm backwash, like your own spit and shit.
The beginning is disgusting, and then the end is a different kind of disgusting. The middle is the kind of sweet spot we get with those.
Yeah, because you got a little buzz going already. I mean, those 40s, man, it's crazy that little beer could fuck you up that bad. I mean, there's only 40 ounces of beer. Like, one St. Ides 40, and I was probably 145 pounds back then or something like that. But, one of those fucking things, and I'd be like fucking, wrecked.
And then I had to quit Old English when they and I think this has been since you've been sober, so you probably you never had to experience this. But Old English did the biggest sin there was, and they converted from glass to plastic bottles.
Really?
And that's the only way to make a 40 more disgusting, is to take it out of the glass and put it in a plastic, like, just, I don't even know why, but like, I don't want to drink anything out of a plastic bottle. It just feels like hot and gross, even if it's cold. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
It's horrible stuff. But we've definitely digressed down a pretty
We keep doing
stupid path, man. But definitely want to thank you for coming on, man, and give out some links and social media contacts so people can find you.
People know how to use the Googles now. Yeah. Fucking, it's Slaine's World on Instagram and Twitter. I think I don't even fucking use Twitter, and Slaine.official on Facebook. There you go. And, you can find me.
And most of his catalog's on Spotify and Apple Music and all the places that you stream. And if he plays a show near you, go by and pay to get in the show and buy some merch.
Yes, sir.
Right. Well, thank you. I just got to do some house cleaning here and or pay some bills or whatever, and I got to do 2 quick commercials. I definitely want to thank Chop Cult for sponsoring the podcast. And if you don't know, Chop Cult is the biggest and best news resource and social network dedicated to the art of chopper building and motorcycle riding. And so you can check them out at chopcult.com. They have a message board, weekly features. They have a blog dump, classifieds, and one of the last really active motorcycle related forums. I know there's other forums out there, but like Chop Cult's one of the biggest and one of the still the most active. And I've been on there for years. So membership is free, so it doesn't cost you nothing to go check it out. So make sure you definitely check it out. And you can also follow them on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest, all the social medias at Chop Cult. Real simple. And while you're looking for motorcycle related stuff, you can also check out my shop. It's www.chopperhead.com if you're not in the Massachusetts area, or just come by and see us, 13 County Road, Freetown, Massachusetts. We're a motorcycle shop that's dedicated to everything from parts and service and repair to full custom build. So whether you need an oil change or you need a full custom chopper built, come see us. You want to put a you want a new exhaust. You want something totally idiotic like our friend Kyle. You want us to put a turbo on your brand new 2018 or 2019 or 2020. We'll do that too. We'll do anything you want. Give us a call, 508-995-6764. Stop by. You can pick up some swag or parts on www.chopperhead.com. Again, want to thank you for listening, and make sure you've hit the subscribe button, and keep it locked. I got some more stuff coming soon.